The two of you, the Overlord and the Underling's corpse, are all consumed by flames. No! What if it's just diplomatic, polite, and it all goes nice, right? Is that what we want? Is that what we want? I don't want no one to die. Well, hopefully we don't get eaten by a demon. I mean the maiden. Because I don't know what I have to sit over here in order for her to not get eaten. No dying. No. Maybe it's Coward and Tyrant. Maybe we'll try those next, by themselves. I'm gonna try these two. Oh, that just makes us take her back? And nothing happens? You try to make conversation with the maiden, but she's been pretty quiet since leaving the Overlord's room. Is she shy? She suddenly stops in her tracks, and you turn your head to ask what the deal is. Oh, the Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. You can't help but feel relieved you got the maiden out of there when you did, but she suddenly takes off towards the burning castle. Panic sets in, and you follow to try to stop her. The smoke is so thick, you've already lost sight of her. What is she thinking? It's too dangerous to continue. You feel hopeless. You stand alone at the castle gate. Your body won't allow you to take another step forward. No, going in there would be suicide. You'll return to the villagers and tell them there was nothing you could do. You were too late. The maiden was claimed by the demons. Do we need to go back to her position? Like, will we get a new perspective of her because of all these? Or would I have to turn some of these on to make sure we do? I was gonna try Coward and Tyrant to see if anything changes. Does anything change on her end? Oh, well, let me skip. You tell them that you were thinking maybe you could understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by a demon already. The demon doesn't seem to have really been listening to you, which is a little irritating. They agree to take you to their master, nothing less. After a long walk to the castle, you are introduced to the Overlord. She lectures the underling that brought you here, who was apparently told not to leave their post. You wonder what cruel punishment awaits them. But to your surprise, she lets them off easy. The underling is dismissed, and the Overlord turns to you, looking very interested. You explain why you've come, and she squints at you. It turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens, or to do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day seek you out, and something awful would happen. Then a hero would come to your rescue. You don't want to believe you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been maiden-like enough. You ask the Overlord what you should do to be a more suitable maiden, but she doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. She makes it sound so simple. This Overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. The Overlord stares. The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little, you realize they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuses to send a hero out after them. You realize that must be why you never heard of any demon attacking their town. You express your gratitude to the Overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. You've always thought demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the Overlord could say the same of humans. You may be different, but really, they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. But maybe everything I've said was to deceive you and the other humans. What would you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were to capture you now, you think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. You kind of like not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. As you think that, a hero enters the room. You're surprised to see him at first, until you realize he must have been sent to retrieve you. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. You apologize for causing trouble, but really, didn't anyone read the note you left? Jeez. The hero asks if you'll return to the village with him to give everyone the news of your safety. The overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you give her a little wave as you exit the room. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like there could be a little romance between them. They're both really cute. You'll be back soon. You're about halfway back to the village when you feel something is off. Unable to shake your concern, you look back over your shoulder. You stop in your tracks. The castle is engulfed in flames. Is the overlord alright? You can't return to the village like this. You have to know. You have to be sure everyone is safe. You've already taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons, but the overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to touch. You're too weak to force it open. You pound your fists against the door helplessly. What were you thinking? This is all because you've forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull this kind of thing off. You start to cough. The smoke is too thick. You can hardly breathe. You realize you haven't gotten much time left now. You desperately head towards the stairs to save yourself. But the fire spreads faster than you expected. You won't make it outside. You can't help but laugh. What a joke. A maiden saving the overlord. If you just stayed true to your role, things wouldn't have ended like this. This is exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. You let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. Oh. End B. Wait, he's diplomatic. What if he's heroic? If he's heroic, well, I don't want this guy to be disloyal. Maybe if he's not a coward? Maybe if you're not a tyrant? What if we have all these? Will anything I don't know! And play the maiden? Yeah, I was thinking about doing polite, heroic, diplomatic, because now maybe the hero will follow her and they'll save. Okay, it stops here. As you think that, a hero enters the room. Oh, he's gonna murder! The hero suddenly dashes towards the overlord, sword drawn. Protect her or do nothing? To do nothing is to die? We do nothing. Oh no! And then we'll go back and do the other one. The hero's blade pierces the overlord, and she lets out a horrible scream. You flinch. The overlord is slain. The hero smiles and holds out his hand to you, saying it's time to go home. His glove is drenched in blood. Hesitantly, you take his hand. The hero guides you through the castle, past the corpse of his enemies. You try to keep your eyes at your feet. There's blood everywhere. You shut your eyes, but even then you can't escape the smell. All of this was because of you, wasn't it? You exit the castle and the hero leads you back to the village. Everyone celebrates the hero's great triumph over the demon. You feel sick, but you take part in the festivities regardless. That's just sad. Okay, this time we won't let a murder happen. No murder. Now we protect. We get a new ending. Or a new title. Oh no, but we die! What? Why we have to die? You selflessly throw yourself in front of the hero's blade, acting as a shield. It's funny, you think. You never could have imagined this would be the way that you die. The roles are all switched around, but it feels right to you somehow. You are glad your destiny turned out to be saving someone rather than being saved yourself. As your vision fades, you hope that everything turns out all right for your new friend. Okay, but let's say we have these two turn on and we go for his role, and we're gonna do a new ending of him stabbing. Do I want to see this? No. Okay, but will it give us a different one? Is she gonna jump out in front or no? You lunge forward to put an end to the evil overlord, but your blade pierces the maiden instead. She has sacrificed herself to protect this demon. It takes you a moment to recover from the shock. The overlord wails. Why did you do that? You're not sure if the question is directed at you. The overlord strikes at you in a vengeful rage. You parry, and she is slain. The sword feels heavy. You look at your hands, your clothes. Blood. So much blood. You look to the fallen maiden, wondering what to tell the townspeople. Why would she protect the overlord? She must have been brainwashed by demonic magic. You pick up the overlord's head, wrapping it in your cape, and begin your long journey back to town. You will say that you were too late, that nothing could be done for the girl, but the overlord is slain. There will be celebration. Overlord, antisocial, and play maiden. With the polite and this one? Is that really gonna change much? Alright, you've played this before. I trust you. Let me grab a drink. I probably have to get some water soon. I'm getting almost to the end of my coffee. Yes. Well, if Tyler says to do it, we do it. The Overlord tells you again that you should get lost. How rude. You just got here. Obedient. Obey her. Refuse to leave. Oh. Obedient. Yeah, I don't have that one yet. You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figured it's time to go home. Along the way, you encounter a hero. He asks you what you're doing. Don't you know the Overlord's castle is like right there? You explain everything that happened. The hero seems to think that you're lying to him. He asks if you've been brainwashed by the demons. What nerve. You are very upset that this so-called hero would treat you this way and leave in a huff. You return to the village alone. Everyone was very worried about you. They surround you with 1,000 questions and you tell them your story. As you explain that, the Overlord had never had any intention to harm anyone here. You notice the looks of uncertainty in the crowd. People are whispering things to each other while you speak to them. You are loudly interrupted by an older man. He rudely calls you a demon sympathizer. The crowd is growing unruly. You don't understand. You've only told them the truth. Do they not believe you? Everyone begins speculating what must have actually happened. They weave elaborate lies and ask you to prove your innocence. How could you have returned without the aid of a hero, they ask. You could not have possibly escaped the Overlord on your own without harm. You was conspiring with the demons, trying to trick everyone into believing they aren't the horrible creatures we know them to be, so they say. Have the people of the village always been this blinded by their fears and hatred of things? They've never cared to know. You wonder how you missed that before. You are seized by the crowd. The voices from all sides are calling for a public execution. You are to be burned at the stake. What is wrong with these people? You don't want to die. You wonder, would it have been better to hide the truth? You don't like the thought of that. You have always lived honestly. So, why has this happened? Why are you being punished? You hear the dissenting voices of your family and neighbors, but they, like you, are powerless against the momentum. They can only watch as you burn, and you can only cry for them. You are so sorry. Evil Tylus. Evil Tylus. That's so evil. Now we gotta choose the one that isn't that choice. Ugh. It's a Tabitha! This time we do get the wow. Here is the Tabitha. Beautiful, beautiful Tabitha. Thank you, Sin. Introduce. Alright. We refuse to leave. Is this all the same stuff or new stuff? Oh, and then we end at this one. I guess nothing changes from here. We're just here. We protect. We die. He can't be hungry. So much changes if... Do I want to do the dutifully? Does it change anything? Oh! Oh! Hey! On your way to the Overlord's castle, you spot a maiden heading back towards the village. She couldn't have come from the Overlord's castle, could she? This may be the exact maiden you're currently seeking to rescue. You approach her with curiosity, and she runs from you for some reason. You wonder what that's all about, but then you remembered you're covered in demon blood. Not wanting to look like you're a crazy person chasing after her or anything, you nonchalantly walk back to town. As you walk past the town square, you notice the whole village is crowded around. Is that the maiden you saw earlier? She's bound to a wooden stake. The crowd is in a frenzy. Smoke begins to rise and you stand idly by as flames consume the maiden. You must have done something horribly to deserve that. You decide to call it a day and return to your house. But you can't escape this sinking feeling. Maybe you aren't cut out for this role. And she's like, okay, maiden burn, that okay. That's horrible.